Okay, is this gonna record now? I hope so. It didn't record a second ago, which would explain why I could move so smoothly. Alright, so we're gonna try this. So, this made my computer slow. And my mom is watching a movie. Sorry. Alright, so, this is the rubric that I created to grade everyone's auditions, and my computer is lagging like a mother right now. Stop lagging, fool. Anywho, I created this to keep things as unbiased as possible because I have a lot of friends who auditioned and my computer is starting to overheat. It will live. Okay. So, getting right down into things. Alright, character, who you're auditioning for, clearly. Username, clearly. Date, you uploaded it. The creativity, you have to score a 3 in this in order to be considered to move on to the final judging round. This sort of things that go into creativity category is like, were you funny? Were you entertaining to watch? And if you had a long video, it should have been because it was entertaining and it shouldn't have been because you had dead airtime. Things of that sort, if you didn't have a part of your cosplay, come up with a creative reason as to why you didn't have your cosplay. Sorts of that type of thing. I say you know a lot. Okay. Cosplay, you have to have at least a 3 in this category as well. This mainly consists of, wig quality, and if you had your canon uniform. Oh, that's a really bad circle. If you had your canon uniform, you could score a 5 in this. But if you did not have your canon uniform, but you had everything else, the highest you could score is a 4. Other things, if you don't have your, uniform, which is usually the World War II uniform, I don't really, yeah, anyway. If you have a good wig, like it looks like the character, you can pull off the character, and you actually get extra 3 points if you have colored contacts, all that type of stuff. How will you pull off the character, blah, 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 blah. Okay, canon uniform. I've had a couple of issues with this. Wear in the anime or manga for the most part. I've had a lot of Canadas wearing just the red sweatshirt, which that's totally fine, but I don't usually count it as the canon uniform because I count that as his aviator uniform. That's just me, and if you guys want to talk to me about that, go ahead. Open to comments, questions, and concerns. Reasons out of character. You have to have 3 reasons out of character. You don't have to score 3. You have to have 3 reasons. Did you have them? Did you not have them? And if you had more than 3 that were completely, they had a purpose, they weren't just, random blabberings and you told me they were reasons, then you get, however many you had. So most of some people, wow, lagging computer. Some people had 4 legit reasons, so I put a 4 there. Oh, that's a really terrible 4, but my computer is slow. If you had a 4 legit reasons, I put a 4 there, and then I came over here and crossed out that 3, because now you have 4. 4-minute length, yeah, no, easy. I put the time right there, how long your video actually was in total. Cutscenes, you had to have had 2, and I classified those as a changing of the scenery, not just cutting, off a section and starting a new section or something like that. Like if you went from your kitchen to your backyard to, somewhere else, that's a cutscene. If you had a bunch of little cutscenes, I didn't go through and count every single one of them, sorry. But I instead tried to sort of go off of what was important and what contributed to that, and then I set it on a scale of 1 to 5, and I think I accidentally gave someone a 6 once. I don't know, maybe I didn't, maybe I erased that. I've been at this since midnight last night, sorry. So I sort of based that on relevance of the scene that you cut to, how long it was, sort of thing, longer cutscenes, obviously, get you a point. Both in character, out of character, yes, no, and if you did both, I circled yes, oh, that's a decent circle. And you got 2 points, I give you 1 point for the in-character, 1 for the out-of-character. Scrolling down, trying to. Bonus points, these are things you did not have to qualify, but they upped your total points. accent correct or you attempted it. Now, that's a really bad wording. Attempted sort of means that you had the accent and then you drifted in and out here and there. Correct is if you stuck to it all the way through to your out of character and then out of character. Of course, you could stop it. Outfit changes. I had a lot of people do non-canon outfits, like casual things, which is totally fine. So you got a point for every time you wore or if you changed, into a non-canon outfit, you got a point. And if you had more than one canon outfit, like if you had Austrian Succession and then you had Teutonic Knight or something of the sort. I'm using Prussia as an example, I suppose. And then however many you had, I put over here. So if you had like 3 non-canon outfits that you changed into, I would circle that. Cool. And then I would put 3 over here. Awesome, 3. Props, I have not had anybody, maybe somebody has, I can't remember. But canon weaponry. Example, if you were Denmark and you had an axe, or my mind is just going blank right now. Spain has an axe, that sort of thing. Belarus, knife would work. Animal or plushie. I put animal in there because there are some people who actually have like ponies and turtles, but if you had like a plushie of a pony or a turtle, it was completely fine. Gilbert counted as a plushie, just as a heads up for Prussia's. Other was anything from a flag to a hamburger squeaky toy. It doesn't really matter. It's a prop that you used, and if you had like a specific setting, which I think England had, I gave you bonus points for that because you set up a whole scenery. Language. This one also gets kind of iffy. If you're fluent in it, like I've seen you write like complete paragraphs in the language of the country you are auditioning for, I circled fluent, or if you say that you're fluent, I'll circle that for you too. Some is if you kind of, you say you know some. A lot of people say they know some. So if you have some knowledge of the language, I circle that for you. If you're learning it, you say you're learning it, I put 2. Now, if some people, they just, say numbers for reasons or something in the language, I do and don't count that. It depends on if, I don't know what I'm trying to say. But, like, if you go farther than just numbers, if you say numbers, but then you also say a couple of random words, I give you 3 points for some. So that. Historical knowledge, interest is, like if you have, not really if you have flags, but, I mean, if you have a story behind your flag, that's pretty cool. I think that's worth of points. If you say that you're into the literature or the history of that country in specific, you're going to get probably anywhere from 4 to a 5, depending on how much you demonstrate you are into that nation's culture, history, all that stuff. You're going to get a 3 if you just say you're into history itself. Total points, I clearly just total up your points, so let's just go through that real quick again, points-wise. Alright, so each one of these is worth a point. If I circle 4, you get 4 points. If I circle 5, you get 5 points for creativity. Cosplay, same thing. Canon uniform, if you get yes, that's 1 point. If you get no, you don't get a point. I don't subtract points, you just don't get the point. Reasons, you get however many reasons you had for each one is a point. 4 minutes in length, if you have 4 minutes, then there's a point. If you don't have 4 minutes, you don't get a point for that. Cutscenes, if you just have 2, you just get 2 points. No, if you just have 2, you only get 1 point, but if you have more than 2, like over here, if you have like, stop lagging. If you have like 3 cutscenes, then you're gonna get 3 points in that category. Ah, it's a nice 3. Okay. Both in character, out of character, like I said earlier, you get 1 point for in character, 1 point for out of character, so that's fair. And these are all obviously 5 points, a time 3 points. It's kind of self-explanatory from there on. So then I total up all of your points and I put them here. So like if you got 1,000,000 points, which you didn't because it's not possible. That's 100. Oh, going for 1,000. Cool. Anyway. So, most people are the auditions that I'm mainly considering are usually 18 points and up, and I've had, I think, one person come really close to having 40 points. But if it's below 18 points, that's usually meaning you didn't do something that you had to have done. So yeah, rating, this is sort of like that star rating or something. I don't know if they do that on YouTube anymore. I kind of forgot. So I put usually like a line like that, or I put an X, or if I know the flag and the flag is easy, I'll put little flags there. So that's, the rating is sort of like the overall feel of how you pull off that character, how entertaining the video was, just basically how well I liked you. That does not count against your points, that's just sort of commentary there. Comments, this is anywhere from a critique to something I feel like you should know. Usually, like, I know when I started judging, I was putting comments on every single rubric, but now that I'm, like, going through so many of them, I only put comments if I have something to say. And I have less and less to say because the videos are getting really, really good, and I like that. So, I think that's it. By the way, they were just for my personal reference, so if I had to come to a decision, like, I know I'm gonna have a really hard time with America's and Spain's deciding who gets the part. So these are basically gonna go, they're gonna help me decide who to keep, who to pick, because I'm gonna look back at the points and all that, all the values. My mom's video is getting really loud in the background. Someone's dying, oh no! And they were originally just for my personal reference, but I am letting you guys have your rubrics if you want them. I don't know why this says Canada, because I guess Canada was one of the last videos I was judging. That's weird. Anyway, so if you want your rubric finished and graded, please shoot me an email, and I'll put that in the description. Saying who you are, what your email is, that's pretty much it. Just say I'd like the rubric. Rubric. I've been saying rubric. Anyway, so that's that. If you have any questions, again, just leave a comment, personal message, or thank you guys for being interested. And I guess that's it. Let's turn this off. Oh, where are you? Bye. Stop recording. Ah.